Are you dreaming of San Clemente, California's beach vibes and sunny skies? Before you pack your bags for Orange County, California, wait, because in this video we're diving into the pros and cons of living in San Clemente, California. From epic surf spots to its weird location, which can be a huge pro for some, but for others a big con. Stick around to discover if this Orange County gem is your paradise or just a pricey postcard. Whoa, did you hear that alliteration? It's almost like Mrs. General's Papa Potatoes Poultry Prunes and Prism. And if you know what that reference is from, you get 5 gold stars. And don't forget to stay tuned for when we talk about why San Clemente may be unlike any other city in Orange County, and maybe any other city in the entire Southern California coastline. Let's get started. So is San Clemente the right place for you? Let's talk about some pros and cons. So obviously this goes without saying, the biggest pro of San Clemente is the beach and the absolutely fantastic weather that you will not see anywhere else in the world. Maybe somewhere else has just as good, but there's no place that beats it, truly.
Yeah, this is indicative of the coastal Southern California, but yes, San Clemente's weather, absolutely perfection.
It is. It's so nice. So another thing that people really like about San Clemente is just the charm of the city. It has a really charming downtown, and around here in this area, there's a lot of really cute, sort of older little homes. So it has a charm that maybe sometimes people think is lacking in other areas of Orange County. And I really like a lot of the restaurants downtown as well. Sol Agave, I always recommend that we go there, if we're meeting someone. Because I'm from San Diego, so always a friend will be like, let's meet at Sol Agave in San Clemente, because it's kind of like midway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's actually, a lot of boutique little shops. Yeah, a lot of, like really nice little restaurants. So from that perspective, it's fantastic. So it's one of the few cities in Orange County that actually has a proper downtown. I mean, again, kind of like an older downtown kind of thing. Whereas Orange County kind of known for being pretty sterile and has, again, no really defined downtown. San Clemente actually does have that.
Yeah. And then just because Sean's obsessed with Costco and we're talking about shopping, the nearest Costco in San Clemente, I believe, is the one that's in sort of like the San Juan Capistrano / Dana Point area, so like Capistrano Beach.
Yeah, so you have, I guess this is just a con in that while it has a lot of boutique shops and all that stuff, it doesn't have everything, right? Like, the nearest shopping mall is the shops at Mission Viejo. I'd say that's the closest one.
Yeah, probably.
And then after that, you have, the Rent Spectrum, of course. But
they do have the outlets there.
They do have the outlets.
That's smaller.
I mean, you do have the outlets, which actually is decent-sized outlets, but it's not, like, a proper mall, I would say, from that perspective. So you don't have, all the big box stores. You have some of them for sure, but it's obviously you don't have Costco, which is a glaring hole.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do have, tons of Targets and stuff like that, because they do have a nice little business district that's in San Clemente, so that's another pro. I know we're just giving all these pros, but we did have a hard time coming up with cons for San Clemente, because it truly is just a really awesome city.
It is. So, it's really hard to. Yeah, exactly. We're trying to be real, but at the same time, San Clemente is really nice. I don't really know what to say. So before we continue, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Sean Dezad.
And I'm Courtney Dezad.
And we're licensed realtors here in the state of California. And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the coast. I love the blue skies. I love the perfect weather. I can't wait to move in here. Now, the problem is I'm not local. I may be out of state. I may be even out of the country, so I don't know what to do. I totally get that. That's when you reach out to us. We can have that conversation, finding out specifically what you're looking for. And we do virtual tours of the homes as well as the neighborhoods, really giving you a good feel of what's out here. So when you do come out here, your time is spent super efficiently. So what you want to do is when you give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country. I mean, so if you are talking about the cons, obviously the price is a con. I mean, when you have something that's that nice, the price is going to be expensive.
And it is funny because we will get comments where people are saying that we're piling on San Clemente because we have a pros and cons. If you actually watch the video, it's pretty skewed positive. Again, we're trying to be objective. It's just that obviously, again, San Clemente is great.
But let's get into the nitty gritty of the price, because I will say that while San Clemente, of course, it's going to be blowing the national average in terms of a home price for the United States out of the water, when you actually compare it to Orange County itself, so all of Orange County, including the cities that aren't on the coast, as well as other areas, like for like, whether that's in Los Angeles or maybe up in Northern California or down in San Diego even, it actually, in my opinion, has quite good value. Yeah. So you kind of just have to look at it for what it is. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so obviously, we understand people are going to be going, this is crazy that what you're talking about is a good value because the price is way higher. We're talking about about 4.5 times the median home price of the country, right?
But it's supply and demand.
Yes. So just so you know, yes, it is way more expensive than median home price of the United States. But that's about 4.5 times. But when you compare it to Orange County, it's about 35-40% higher than the median home price in Orange County, which, again, anytime you're on the coast, which is the best weather in the world, these are kind of where all the pricey homes tend to be. That's not a big jump because obviously you're kind of like comparing it to homes that are well inland in Orange County that obviously are going to be way cheaper for like homes. But yeah, so San Clemente is obviously much more reasonable when you consider, let's say, for instance, if we're comparing like Newport Beach or Laguna Beach, those are pretty much double San Clemente prices. That's an idea.
Yeah. So yeah, I just think that when you actually see what you're getting for San Clemente, it is a really good value.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for later on. I know I teased this earlier for what makes San Clemente unlike any other city really in Orange County, and it also is something that makes it's a big pro for some people and a big con for other people. So we'll talk about that at the end. But if you are moving to San Clemente with the family, you might want to know, what is the school district like? So as part of the Capistrano Unified School District, which is a very highly ranked school district within Orange County, it's also the biggest. One thing that people really like about it is that it's easy to transfer among schools. There's a lot of highly desirable charter schools that people really like to send their kids to. So San Clemente gives you a lot of options in terms of that.
The Capistrano Unified School District encompasses like 8 or so cities / districts, basically. So what's nice, you get a nice wide variety because it's so large. You have different mediums of how people want to learn. They have like the Reggio philosophy. They have dual language immersion for multiple languages as well. So you have a lot of different options for your aspiring people.
Okay. Now let's get into a few more cons. So there are some areas in San Clemente where you could have soil issues. Is that right?
Exactly. I mean, and this is not just for San Clemente, but be aware of it that there are some soil issues where people have had to reinforce their foundations or worse. So obviously that's one of those things where when we're looking at a property for a client, we're obviously looking into, there's what's called a natural hazard disclosure statement that kind of gives you some pertinent facts about what the area is prone to. And of course, when you're doing a home inspection, you may want to actually have a soil engineer come out just to further evaluate. A lot of times a home inspector will note things that are like telltale signs that, there could be some foundation issues going on there, like cracks and that kind of stuff. And then because of what they cite, you have a soil engineer come out. Or some people, I've actually had clients come out, they wanted to do a soil engineer right off the bat. So that's really up to you. But at the same time, we would obviously get the disclosures from the seller, letting us know the history of the property as they know it. And then on top of that, between that and the home inspection and possibly the soil report, then you'll have a pretty good sense of what you're getting into.
And then another thing that might bother some people is that San Clemente is close to San Onofre, so that's in San Diego County, but that is the decommissioned nuclear power plant. So that's just something to be aware of.
Yeah, it's not active, but at the same time, it's there. And obviously, it's also right next to Camp Pendleton, too.
Yeah,
so you do have that, again, a very large base as well. So you just realize what you're next to. Most people don't care, but at the same time, it's something of note.
Yeah.
And then also what's nice about, because of the whole San Onofre thing, you're actually right next to Trussell's, which is a huge surf spot. I think actually the Olympics is going to be having an event there. So so it's a huge surf spot. So if you're into surfing or into the beach life, obviously San Clemente definitely has that covered.
Yeah, San Clemente has a very strong surf culture. That's not to say that everyone in San Clemente surfs. I would say that that's not true at all. I mean, probably...
if you're actually like person by person,
Yeah, probably 1%.
Well, maybe San Clemente's a little bit higher.
Maybe 2%. But, people have this idea, all Southern Californians surf. They actually don't. But there is a strong surf culture in San Clemente. You can see it. And actually, USA Surfing is out of San Clemente. So.
Yeah, and then also another thing that I really like about San Clemente that's really interesting is that sometimes you get beach cities, and beach cities are kind of, because they're one of the more like earlier settled areas, that they tend to have older like beach shacks or whatever. So some people like or don't like it because you'll have like a mansion next to a beach shack because the mansion was built on top of a demoed beach shack or whatever. So you'll have some stuff like, that's oldish, like on the coastal side of the 5 freeway. And on the inland side of the 5 freeway, you actually have a lot of newer construction taking place where it feels like you're not in a beach city at all from that perspective, where it feels like you're just kind of in a almost an Irvine from that perspective, where it's like, associations and all that other stuff where you have community amenities and all. A very different vibe than on the coastal side of the 5 freeway.
For sure. So now let's talk about what makes San Clemente unique, and that is its location. And when I say this, I mean this because it is kind of isolated. So it's the most southern city in San Clemente. We kind of hinted at this earlier, and it's right next to Camp Pendleton and right next to San Onofre. So what that does is you have a huge swath of land in between San Clemente and then the first real city in San Diego County, and that is Oceanside. So you get sort of like an isolated, almost small town feel. Some people don't like the location of San Clemente. They think it's a big negative. They think that it's too far away from really anything. It's too far away from Irvine, which is like the center of Orange County.
Or the major hospitals.
Yeah, it's too far away from, the big places that people go in San Diego. But on the flip side of that, some people, that's what they love about San Clemente. That's what they think makes it unique. It gives it a small town vibe. A lot of people will tell you that San Clemente has a more stronger community vibe than maybe some other cities in Orange County that, Orange County is a big place, right? I mean, most people are not that friendly like it is in any big city, right? So San Clemente sort of defies that.
Yeah, it has it's almost like an island, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so again, there's pretty much no development between San Clemente and Oceanside going southbound, and then going northbound. It's actually even San Juan Capistrano, which is right next to it. It's not like it's very densely packed, right? So where San Clemente is kind of keeps it a little bit isolated.
Yeah.
And now we're not talking about like you're that far away. Like obviously you're like 15, 30 minutes away from stuff. So it's not like you're that far away, but by Orange County perspective, everything's just so close by and so convenient that San Clemente is far away. And also you'll have a lot of actually second homes. People almost treat, because it's almost an island, that even people in, like you were mentioning, in Irvine may have a second home in San Clemente because, or a lot of like people in Southern California, they'll have a second home in San Clemente because they want that San Clemente, like, get that beach vibe. But they kind of like, it's again, just because it's not that expensive for a coastal city that they'll go, oh, okay, I'll have my beach condo here.
Yeah, and then just to sort of answer the question that we sort of teased at the beginning of the video, why is San Clemente unlike really any other city in the entire Southern California coast? And the reason why we say that is because every beach city kind of has its own vibe, right? But there's a lot of beach cities where you can compare it to another beach city in another county. I say, Newport and Laguna both have similar vibes to La Jolla, which is in San Diego. So there's always beach cities. For me, like Encinitas, that's in San Diego, it kind of gives me like a Huntington Beach vibe. But what's weird about San Clemente is I don't feel like it has a vibe.
Yeah, it's its
own thing. So
yeah, it's just unique from that perspective. It's kind of hard to compare it to another city's, like, for all of its attributes.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like San Clemente is unique. It's a city that if you love it, you're going to absolutely love it. There's people that just, San Clemente is their paradise. They will never leave. Like, it's just the greatest city on earth to them.
And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you can do is give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.